Welcome to
Midnight Circle,
from your friends at House of Whimsical Terror.
a chat about curious topics.
And today's topic is the ancestors all around us.
That is today's topic, ancestor veneration.
Nice. I like
right?
it.
So, ancestor veneration occurs all over the world, and we are going to talk about that. And I am probably going to mispronounce more words because that seems to be a thing lately. However, the important thing is we welcome anyone who would like to correct us. Because we do.
Or we might be correcting each other, like the last episode. Mary was able to correct me, like, I don't know, several times.
Did I several times correct you?
Yes, which I like.
Oh.
I don't want to just keep talking.
But you never corrected me.
Because you didn't say anything wrong.
Oh. That's so rare. All right.
It's not.
It is. Ancestor veneration occurs all over the world. And in many cultures, it has roots hundreds of years old. Hundreds of years old. The belief that ancestors' lives continue past their physical death and can influence events and conditions today is something more common than one may think. Rituals and practices related to the ancestors are rich, complex, and diverse. And we're going to look at a few different locations and manners of honoring the dead in our story today. So we're going to start in China.
Nice.
So there is a festival that takes place 104 days after the winter solstice. Families come together to clean graves, have a meal, and offer gifts to those who have passed. It's called Tomb Sweeping Day in English and communing festival in China. And it's really a celebration of spring and recognizes the ancestors with reverence. And it's actually, there are other cultures that do this as well.
Yes.
This festival is over, it's over 2,500 years old.
Wow.
And the traditional foods still accompany its celebration.
Nice.
A traditional food called Quintuan, which I may have just slaughtered the word for, is always available at this time. And this particular food is a glutinous rice flour dumpling made with spring barley grass. And it turns it a very beautiful green. And it's also a celebration of trying new things, right? Because it's spring.
Yeah.
The festival is a part of Buddhist tradition as well. In Buddhist belief, if one dies with guilt, they are only able to eat in the afterlife on the day of communing.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Wow, interesting.
So they prepare special foods for them. Beautiful, right?
Yeah. Well, in sociology, the term ataraxism is used to describe the practice of accommodating the dead, such as voluntary possessions, which does not sound safe.
No, voluntary possession does not sound safe. We don't recommend it unless, of course, it's...
Unless you're a professional in your field.
That's right.
Still doesn't sound safe.
No.
This experience is the opposite of exorcism and relates to a positive connection. In northern Benin, the practice is entwined with veneration of the dead, and the possessed is an intermediary to the spirits. One may ask for aid from these spirits, gifts of healing, or sacred knowledge. It is at times used as an initiation ritual for spirit cults also, and can be seen to be practiced throughout the world. In America, Memorial Day is a day of remembering the deceased and those who fell in battle. It is celebrated with parades, grave visits, and other practices that highlight the relationship between loved ones and their past relatives. Perhaps the loved ones have places in their homes with pictures, mementos, and flowers, and these shrines or altars harken back to old traditions within their own cultures.
Right.
In Judaism, leaving a pebble in memory on top of a tombstone, or in Mexico and the Southwest, there may be roadside shrines, and there are cultures that bury objects for use in the afterlife by the deceased that can also be cited. These practices show that though one has passed, they are not forgotten and perhaps still have influence in the material world. Lang Pa Cha is a ceremony that takes place throughout Thailand for those who die without identification or whose bodies are unclaimed. And apologies if I butchered that name. This ritual brought from China by immigrants includes exhuming bodies and conducting Taoist and Buddhist rites, ensuring the spirit's ascension to the heavens. The remains are cleaned with holy water, decorated usually with gold leaf, prayed over, and cremated. In this way, they are sent to the heavens. And now, talking about something we were really fascinated with.
Yes.
The Toraja peoples of Indonesia have a unique manner to deal with deceased. In this culture, they mummify the remains, keep them at home, and treat them as though they are still living until their burial.
Fascinating.
Yes. They believe the soul remains in the house after death, so the body should also. The mummification process requires a mix of formaldehyde and water, and the scent is masked with herbs and flowers beside the body. They are fed each day and recline comfortably in a separate room. Eventually, the family will have the funds to bury their loved one, but they will take them out of their graves, usually in August, for Manene ritual, when they are to be washed and cleaned and given new clothes.
Right. Every year.
I love that.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound like it might be healthy for the living in terms of germs. And
I think that at that point, perhaps, well, they're also, like, they're
done decomposing?
Embalmed.
Oh,
because they used formaldehyde and water. And
so they just take them out and then clean them and give them new clothes.
Yes, and they take pictures with them and stuff. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Cool. I think it's fascinating.
During this ritual, the corpse is sunbathed and a feast is shared, and relatives come from miles around to visit with the dead, or in the case of young ones, to meet their ancestors for the first time.
Right.
That's cool.
It is cool.
The dead are given new gifts such as watches or jewelry. Sometimes selfies are taken, and they return to their coffin and grave. It is believed to care for the ancestors in such a manner rewards the family with luck and perhaps wealth. The funerals and the subsequent ceremonies show an intimate relationship between the dead and the living.
Truly.
They are marked with celebration and are believed to date back to 9 AD.
Yes, so they've been doing this a very long, long time. And I think it's a magnificent way to honor your dead and to also have an opportunity to introduce the young to their ancestors. I mean, it's fascinating, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I think it is fascinating.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm probably not going to be doing that with any of my loved ones. And of course, I'm going to be cremated, so no one's going to do that with me. But
I am not.
I think it's super
want
cool.
to grow up to be a skeleton, so.
Oh, really?
I want to be buried in pine box, no embalming. Just,
all right.
vampire style.
We can certainly make arrangements for that, but not today.
No.
Not today. We're not doing it today because we're still doing this. Okay. That is all we have to share about this journey. And we certainly hope you enjoyed it. Death is a part of living and we aren't going to get out of it. So celebrate.
Yep. I'm for it.
Yes. So until next time, thanks for joining us.